Howdy, my name is Muhammad Jalal Khan 2018-292, and on behalf of my group, I am here to present our semester project of the course Theory of Machines. My group members are Hafiz Umar 2018 185 and Muhammad Abdullah 2018 215. Our project basically aims at the detection of cracks in railway lines and roads. As we know, in the modern day era, due to the improper use and poor design, these civil structures have become vulnerable and they may collapse at any time. Therefore, it is the need of the day that we detect the cracks in these structures before they even collapse and prevent the huge economic and human losses. In order to detect cracks in these structures, we will use two softwares. The first one is MSc Adams, which stands for Automated Dynamic Analysis of Mechanical System, and the other is Matlab, which used for Matrix Laboratory. MSc Adams will basically be used to analyze the dynamic and kinematic response of the drone, which we will hover over a line over the road or railway line. And Matlab will use artificial intelligence and deep learning to analyze our images and detect the crack. If I could explain our project in simple words, it could be composed of the following three steps. In the first step, we will design our drone in MSc Adams with proper parameters. These drones will be hovered over a line over the roads or railway lines. They will take images with the help of the camera which will be attached to them, and they will take images, and these images will then be sent to a computer. The computer will analyze these images and decide whether it contain the crack or not. For image processing, we will use Matlab. In the third step, we will document all these steps in the form of an engineering report, which will be sent to you over the Microsoft Teams. One thing that will come to your mind when you are listening to this presentation is that why it is important that we detect the cracks in these structures, why we are so stressing to maintain these structures before even they collapse. So if we see in most parts of the world, these structures, they are often subjected to the loads which these structures have not been designed to bear with. So when they are forced or when they are applied with improper loads, so these structures they develop cracks. These cracks in turn they cause destruction. They cause the collapse of these structures, and they fail under these loads, which cause huge economic and human losses. Therefore, as an engineer, it is our duty to maintain these structures and to report any crack if it develops, so that the remedy can be there before it causes the huge economic and human losses. So one of the most challenging step in our design process was that we have to design a drone which will hover over a line on a road or railway track, and it will take images. So first of all, we developed a CAD model in the MSc Adams, and we inserted a camera beneath the drone. We performed kinematic analysis on this drone. We performed the displacement, velocity, acceleration, and the jerk diagrams. And these diagrams have been plotted in the Adams, and we have proved that this design uh, doesn't contradict the fundamental law of chem design. And finally, this drone is hovered over a line, over a road and a railway line, and it takes some images. Now on the next slide, we will show that the images will be then analyzed in MATLAB, and the MATLAB will decide whether the road is cracked or not. So now when the drone has taken these images, so these images are then sent to a computer, and this computer will containing the software MATLAB. MATLAB is basically a very powerful software which is used for deep learning, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. So we will perform the image processing technique. So MATLAB contains some powerful functions which have been used over the years to differentiate between a cracked and non-cracked images. So our image processing will involve the following three steps. In the first step, we will pre-process the image. We will add some brief about that how we can, currently been force to these images. Finally, we will segment the image in which we will remove the unwanted part of the image. And finally, we will perform some morphological operation which will tell us that whether our images are containing some cracks or not. So for this, we will plot the row sum of the intensity of the images, and where there is a crack, so there will be high intensity and we can detect the peaks in that images. So by counting the number of peaks, we can basically differentiate that whether there is a crack in the road or not. And that is how this algorithm will be developed, so that the computer can automatically differentiate that there is a crack and it can alert us that we have to maintain this crack. So that is how our project will work. As a concluding remarks, we would like to say that 90% of the times our algorithm or our project can detect the cracks in railway line and roads. So there is quite a lot of room for the future improvements. We can use the artificial intelligence and we can incorporate the emerging technology in this field so that we can make the world a better place and a more safer place. We would also like to thank Dr. Sohail Malik for giving us this opportunity to make the world a place worth of living and contribute our knowledge and extend our knowledge toward a safer world. We would also like to give our warm regards and sincere regards to all the people who help us in the project. And I would also like to appreciate my group members, Hafiz Zubar and Abdullah, for their commitment, dedication, and time. Thank you. Allah Hafiz. Have a good time.